Where's Jimmy?
I'll come back in a minute. I'll come back in a minute.
Hello, Jimmy. Good evening.
Yeah.
Hello, everyone. Hello, Sam.
Hi.
Right. So,
Yes,
hello,
good.
everyone. So, we've got lots of the usual people today and a few new people as well. How's your week been, Jimmy?
Good, yeah. Just working away, recording, and just keeping staying busy.
Jimmy meets Sam. Sam meet Jimmy.
Bonjour.
So, Sam's a photographer, Jimmy, who's going to be teaching us to take better photographs of ourselves and other people in the style of David Hemmings or Thomas in Blow Up. Well, just mainly selfies.
A bit less aggression.
Yeah, hopefully a bit less aggression, a bit less just opening his shirt at any opportunity, which kind of like seems like a weird thing that he does in the film. So everyone that's been here before knows Jimmy, but we've got a couple of new people. I think we've got Hugo down in Southampton, and we've also got Sophie in Hackney. Andrew and Ken in Leeds are back. But yeah, so Jimmy is our resident musician, pianist. He's played for us live, actually, at the Silver Building, where I was last night for The Girl on the Motorcycle, Marianne Faithfull. And Sam's taken photos at the Silver Building. Were you there, Sam, the night that Jimmy played?
Yeah, I did. First time, yes, because I started doing the portraits. Was that the Halloween one?
Yeah.
No, before the Halloween one.
It was before the Halloween, wasn't it? Yeah. So we're kind of coming into summer. So this is our last Rebel Reel Cine Club at home for a while. But we're going to do a blow up today. So we've got obviously Jimmy playing again. We are going to be cooking our smoke and bones burgers. Sam's going to teach us the photography. I've got Ghost Signs, which is this weird Instagram account of, you know, those signs, those old paintings that you see on the side of a building, like say Hovis or whatever. It's someone's gone around and photographed them all. So they've done a Kickstarter. So they've given us a load of images for Jimmy to play along to. So hello everyone. Hello Dee in Limerick, Pratish down in the Greenwich Peninsula. Tori and James are back in Guildford. I'm not sure they are in Guildford. I think we always get that wrong. Sarah and Peter are back for the second time from Crouch End. Caroline and Ian are back. And I'll mention more of you. Tell us what you're drinking. I'm going to start cooking the burgers. Yeah, so Sam,
yeah,
do you want to tell us a bit about you and what you do in terms of photography, and then we'll come back to you later on about 7:30 to do your class, as it were.
Yeah, okay. Well, I started a long time ago, about 30 years ago now, when I was 16. And I started off old school, so with saving up my money for rolls of film. So I've been developing myself, printing myself, as you used to do. So it's not the same as now. So you had to really look a lot harder because you only had a certain amount of frame. So you learned very quickly to look at light and patterns of light.
What, and because of the cost, presumably, of like developing?
Cost, yeah, because you only had a limited amount of shots, and you had to get. So you take your time composing more and preparing more, I think, than maybe some people nowadays. But I think.
What do you mean? Who do you mean? What are you saying to
I think anyway. I think it's good training because I think you learn to just see light differently from an earlier stage like that. Yeah. So, and how we started off when we were in those days, we'd get a friend to model for us, we'd strip it right back, and the only lights we would have would be basically what was to hand. So either natural light, and you'd have to position your model where the light was best for them, or use a lamp or whatever you had, and then high-speed film that was very sensitive.
So do you shoot on digital now then?
Now, yeah, you have to be now.
Jimmy, do you photograph?
No, I just use my iPhone, but yeah.
Right.
What everyone does now. It's I think that's and I think the new artists are the retouchers. I think they're the unsung heroes. I think a lot of photographers take a lot of credit for what the retouchers do in a lot of cases, and I think they should be artists in their own right. That's not enough for them.
Years ago, I worked on something, and John Swanell was taking the photo, and literally all his assistants set it all up, and he literally just came in and pressed the shutter.
That's very common. It's very common. Yeah.
It's such a con, isn't it? I mean, it's like stand behind and look and stuff, but it's like in this film, he obviously is like properly kind of getting into it.
Yeah. But that to me is the thrill of it, and then also it's not knowing too much what you're going to produce, just being with people that are collaborators and in you, and you play, you get them, and you don't know till you get them in that light, and you see how their body moves, and see what props you've got, and just see what sort of falls into place. Those are my favorite kind of shoots, where it's maybe more sensual way of working, but it's kind of exciting, and it's just moving in as you go.
Brilliant. So what I think, shall we? I'm cooking my burgers. I hope everyone else is cooking the burgers. Do tell us what you're drinking.
I don't know. James made me something, and I don't know what it is. My barman to make it for me.
So I'm hearing what people are drinking now. So Emma's got her usual brandy and coke.
Right.
Dee in Limerick normally drinks Graham Norton's Prosecco. There's a branded Graham Norton Prosecco, which sounds amazing.
Seen that, yes.
So, but I was thinking, Jimmy, shall I put ghost signs on while you play, and then, if need be, while I'm cooking my burgers, and then we'll come back to you playing, and yeah. So I'm going to put this on for a bit, and yeah, everyone enjoy this, cook your burgers, and we'll come back to you in a bit. Thanks, Jimmy. It's just, Tori's here with the Live and Lime segment in it. I hope you enjoyed that. Those images. I love that the Instagram account. Sam, do you know it? Ghost Signs. Oh, you're muted. Sorry, Sam.
Sorry. No, but I was looking at it, and I think it's great. I love those observational architectural things.
Yeah, Jimmy, do you know them? They do it. They actually do it all over the world.
I know, it looked pretty amazing, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, I just love the fact that it's kind of like a sort of history, and I think so, I don't think they get painted over or anything. Although there was one of them that was in there that was actually painted in Brixton for the King's Speech. It's the Hovis one.
Okay.
They actually painted it just for a scene in the King's Speech, and it's still there.
Oh, cool.
Quite cool, isn't it?
Yeah, that's really good.
Sam, while I'm going to put my burgers off. Do you want to are we going to do the thing where people take a selfie and then you're going to teach them?
So. Yeah, I think because that's what everyone's doing now, isn't it? So we need to improve everyone's basics, don't we?
Yeah.
Because there are some atrocities there, aren't there, that are hurting our eyes. So we can bring them into beautiful pleasures for our eyes instead.
Right. So are we doing this on our phones then? I've got a strange polar. Well, it's like
I think whatever you want to use, as long as you can send them in, so we can see them and criticize them and critique them and improve them. Earlier that you were because there were some popular misconceptions when we were talking earlier about you have to have the camera up high to do a portrait. That's okay with the phone, a selfie, because the lenses are so.
Sam's getting at me. I thought that you basically had to like look down on yourself. But go on,
yeah, people worry about their chins and all this kind of stuff. But if you're photographing someone else, not at all. You might want to be eye level or even below, and then move their head towards you. So, for example, I don't know if you're going to do someone else, and you want to direct them, go level with the eyes. If you want them to look a little bit more elevated than you, a bit more imposing, go a bit lower, but then you don't want to be looking up their nose. So I was directed by the chin. So instead of going move your head left, move your head right, that's a long sentence if you're in an emotive flow. So we would just say chin up, chin down, chin left, chin right, whatever. It's a very quick way of directing, and It's a very nice way of moving their head. So the chin is the pivot point, I always find.
So I'm looking at my chin, yeah.
Okay, now we need to look at a few different things. So are you going to use any props? That's something to consider at the end. But the very basics, if you're going to do a good photo, get some makeup. This is contouring before contouring was contouring. Put your features on. If you're a lady or you want to emphasize anything. Blank canvas, put your features on, stronger than you would normally. Then it's lighting is the next thing. So okay, put your camera up. Let's see what you've got. For example, okay, you've got a bit of highlights on the side there of your nose and your side of your face, which is okay. But if your light was above you, you might get vampire shadows.
Okay.
Or strange nose shadow or something weird like that. So
what am I aiming for then, in simple terms? Do I want to
something pleasing, or if you're trying, but then if you want to make someone look grotesque, you want weird shadows, don't you? So,
Yeah.
there's not really rules. It's a question of what you want it. So for your eyes, you want something pleasing and neat, you want flat lighting, or so you've got a choice. You can either have soft or you can have hard. Hard lighting is where you see all the shadows really hard.
Yeah.
Soft is where it's coming a little bit all over you. So
it's kind of 60s photographs, but doesn't everyone bleach everything out now with kind of ring lights and things like that?
Yeah, so that would be more of a hard lighting, because it's always just straight on. But if you're photographing someone from a different angle and you wanted something a bit more interesting, you'd have to move your light to create that shadow, because the ring light takes off all the shadows on the face, because everyone's just flat on, aren't they? And like cardboard. So look at your subject and see what the light's doing. Where are the shadows? How hard are the shadows? If you want to soften the shadows, move your model to the light and move them around the light and see how the light moves on their face.
Okay.
Then you've got the angles of the body you can work with. You know, are you going to be hunched up? Are you going to have your neck out? Are you going to show your jawline? Are you going to have a bit of shoulder? But you know, there's all your natural framing objects, your hair. What are you going to do to make it look good?
Okay. I still think it looks better actually when I hold it above my head, but there you go.
Well, yeah, on an iPhone, it's the flat shot.
Yeah.
But do something more interesting, you know. What about backgrounds? That's something massively overlooked. Something that, you know, is a comedy subject in a lot of photos, you know. So why do it with the toilet showing in the background? What can you do with that photograph? You know, just use a nice plant, you know, look at what objects in the backgrounds are huge clues of your personalities and your styling and your life. They're little clues you might not always want to give away, but if you cleverly position things, you can unconsciously give things away as well.
My background's terrible, but there you go.
Very simple, very clean. Just declutter, clutter.
Simple. There are 3 rules then. What are the 3 rules for taking a good photo?
It's light, number 1.
Yeah.
And I would say composition of background is to me, that's a big one. Then declutter, just take everything out you don't need to take out. You know.
Cool.
And then you've got other things you can use, but are we giving all away now?
Excellent. All right. Well, thank you for that, Sam. Right, I am going to I'm basically going to, sorry, excuse me a second. I'm going to do the quiz now. So I'm going to put the quiz up, and obviously there's a bit of a delay. Sam, I think you'll probably know all the answers to this. So I'm going to let everyone kind of call in their answers, and we'll go through the quiz.
Cool.
Sorry, people, I will just find it shortly here. Okay. Let me just share the screen. Okay, so we have got for today, it's a film quiz of the film, and it's basically iconic photographs of the 1960s. I'm going to go through these for everyone, and these are, it gives you an opportunity to name the actor on this first one on the left, name the photographer. The bonus question on this one is, what make is the motorbike? You kind of might be able to recognize that. And then on the right, it's quite a famous photograph, this, name the sitter, name the photographer, and name the film that is about the sitter. I'm sure that Sam and Jimmy both know the answers to these questions. This one, I think this one's quite hard. This one is, so number 3 is name the photographer, name the actors. The bonus, not the actors, sorry, that's completely wrong, that question. Ignore that. But the next one after that is name the actor, name the photographer, and name any obscure film that this actor's been in. The more obscure, the better for everyone. And then number 5 is name the car. The bonus question is if you can name the photographer. This person was called the photographer's photographer. Do you know who that is, Sam? You do know, yeah. And then on the right, it's name the photographer, name the sitter, and according to Emma, this is a misleading question. What TV show did they both star in? And that's not the actual real people, but no, well, it is sort of the real people, but they were portrayed by other people. So do let me know the answers to these questions. And then on, so we've got answers already on number 2. I'm just going to do these ones, and then I'll come back to the answers. So this last, the penultimate one is name the photographer, name the singer/actor, and name anyone he's been married to. He's been married to 3 people actually, not he's been out with a lot of people, but 4 people, sorry. And then this one's quite hard, I think. Name the Franco-American photographer, and name. Sorry, I just need to move that. Don't name the actors because it's really hard, that one. But if you can name the fashion film on the right, that would be amazing. You'd be doing really, really well. So I'm going to go back to the beginning now. Emma, so you said you've got some answers on this, on the first one. So we've got Twiggy, which is right, and Christine Keeler from Emma Stoney. That's brilliant. Good work there. That's all she's got so far. So can anyone name the photographer? I'm going to ask Jimmy and Sam to unmute to see if you can answer any of these questions. Well, answer any of the questions I asked you. So do you know? So do you know who the photographer is?
Lewis Morley. Lewis Morley did the Christine Keeler picture.
Correct. Yes.
He's really underrated. No one knows who he is, but he actually took the most definitive pictures. It wasn't Bailey. It was Lewis Morley.
But Jimmy, didn't I think that chair was quite iconic, but it wasn't as iconic. This is kind of what made it.
Yeah, well she didn't actually want to go naked. He wanted to go naked, so that's why she sat on the chair.
Yeah, so do you know who the photographer is on the first one, Sam?
I don't actually know. I obviously know it's Twiggy, but I don't recognise that one.
It's really weird, this one. I thought this was a completely different photographer, and it's someone called Traeger.
Oh.
Who I've never even heard of. Which is really weird. And the make of the motorbike, it's a rally. It's basically, it's the motorbike version of this bike here.
Amazing.
Okay, that's why it's in there.
Which is it's really that's in an absolutely brilliant 60s film called The Bicyclette Belsize. Okay, so we're going to go on to the next. Have we got any answers, Emma, on the next one?
It's obviously Bailey and.
Oh yes, and the film is on Scandal.
Okay.
Well done. Who have got?
We've got the box of pin-ups, so that is brilliant set of photos. Brilliant.
Oh, David, yeah. So hang on a minute. Let's see if anyone else is answering first before we give them all the answers. The one on the left. Have we got any answers for that, Emma? Okay. I've got a cool bite from Emma Stoney. So the name of the photographer on the left, Sam, do you know that?
It could be a couple of people, but
Jimmy, do you know? It's Norman Parkinson.
Yeah.
Norman Parkinson. And it's really weird because Norman Parkinson was I think he was quite old in the 60s.
Yeah, but yeah, my aunt used to model for him in Paris.
Wow.
Yeah.
But I think that's kind of out of the 50s into the 60s, that kind of whole look.
It's early, isn't it? Yeah.
So going on to the actor here, it's Michael Caine, obviously. And you're right, Sam, it is David Bailey. You know what he was saying about light? Because he uses light really like that in a kind of ghoulish way.
Brilliant, love it. It's my favourite.
Yeah,
Clean, uncluttered, neat, and dramatic at the same time.
And then on the next one, this car, do you know what the car is, either of you?
Yeah.
Looks like an E-Type Jaguar.
Yeah, it's an E-Type. So, do you know who the photographer is? The photographer's photographer. This is a funny one. It's Duffy.
Who did the David Barry Lad Insane? Brian Duffy.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes, yeah, because I thought about putting that on and I realised that was the 70s, Jimmy. So Patrick Walls has said, are they not all just done by Rankin? I'll be honest, I think Rankin is a bit of a Tesco value, David Bailey, if I'm honest.
I'm keeping my mouth closed.
It was an awful Rankin photography programme on Monday. It's like you're Emma's speaking in my ear. Okay, so right, do we know who? Yeah,
Yes.
Snowden, Princess Margaret.
yeah, Emma
Yes.
Litchfield. Emma Stoney's winning every single one. Patrick Litchfield, Who's the Sitter, Princess Margaret. What TV show did they both recently star in?
The Crown.
Yeah. I think that's a totally reasonable question. Oh, it's not Litchfield, it's Snowden. It's Tony Snowden, isn't it? Because he was married to her.
Yeah.
Not Litchfield.
Yeah, exactly. It's the famous over-the-shoulder one. Yeah.
Oh my God, you can tell it's like we've been doing this, Sam, all the way through the winter, and I think I'm kind of it's getting sort of towards the end of it, which is why you're getting questions like name the actors on photographs of people that aren't really actors. But anyway, so name the photographer on the left. Do we know? Right, God, if anyone gets this, I'd be absolutely amazed. Actually, do you know what? When I say it, it's really annoying this. You're going to know this. It's Terry O'Neill.
Wow.
The early ones.
Photo of Faye Dunaway winning the Oscar. And
Yeah.
He's like, I don't know. So who's the singer, actor? Come on, Jimmy. You sent me a picture. He's second from the right.
Is it Fred Astaire?
No, can you see? It's Frank Sinatra.
Frank Sinatra, yeah, of course.
I don't know where they are on there. I think they might be on Coney Island Boardwalk or something.
Sorry, my cat.
Emma Stoney got Frank Sinatra. Emma Stoney's giving all the answers today. Right. So the people that he was married to were Nancy Barbato.
Mia Farrow.
Yeah, nice. Ava Gardner.
Of course.
And then Barbara Marx, who I've never heard of. But there you go.
She was the ex-wife of Groucho Marx.
Yeah. So, a Franco-American photographer. This one is he directed the film Who Are You, Polly Magoo, and he directed the film Mr. Freedom, and it's William Klein. And the film on the right is the fashion film on the right is Who Are You, Polly Magoo, and it's nuts. If you haven't seen it, it's such a brilliant film. It's like a really kind of like pastiche of the fashion world in the same way that Blow Up is a bit, but kind of like in a really real way. But it's kind of cool. Yeah. So well done, Emma Stoney, for being and Colin apparently. I should have known it was Colin Taylor as well. Right, Jimmy, would you like to play for us for a bit, and then I'll do the intro to the film. Thank you. Were you going to go into David Bowie then, Jimmy?
Yeah, I did, yeah.
You were going to change it, weren't you? Brilliant. Thank you. Let me just make myself bigger. Thank you for that. Yeah, so this is like, and thank you, Sam.
Yeah.
This is the last one for a while, because I think we'll come back in the autumn, but yeah, everything's sort of opening up. I had an event last night. I've got another event on Sunday. And yeah, I think it's been amazing, but we are going to come back in the autumn. So what I'll do is I'll message everyone and let you know about events to come to. We've already got some photos of excellent selfies.
Brilliant. Let's see.
I don't know if you can see those, Sam.
Yeah, very dramatic lighting. They're so serious.
I think
taking their lessons seriously.
Better there from Pratish. And there's Hugo looking. Oh, Hugo's trying to look a bit moody and sexy there.
Yeah.
Yeah. So those are what we've got so far. But please do keep them coming in. Jimmy, I hope you're going to send me a selfie. Yeah, brilliant. Sam, I think you should do like a bad version of a photo and then a good version to show us the difference of how you do it.
Right, okay. And likewise, let's see what you do, like bad lighting and good lighting.
I think I'm mainly just going to be doing a bad version. But there you go. So what I'm going to do now, though, is I am going to take us through the Blow Up Bingo, which is my way of introducing the film and giving you a few things to watch. And then we can always just start the film early, actually. Oh, I should say, so these are like this. So I worked with this photographer, Greg Girard, before, and we made this T-shirt, which I know some people have bought, but if you want to buy them, go to the Rebel Reel website. That sounds so bad, doesn't it? And remember to follow. Anyway, so let's do the bingo. So I'm going to take you all through that. And so these are the things, basically, Blow Up Bingo, things to look at in in Blow Up.
A wrestling scene.
Yeah. So, sorry, I'm just going to make it into a slideshow so you can see it properly. Okay, so basically, it's a sort of seminal 60s film. Obviously about a photographer. It's a mystery. It kind of like splits people right down the middle, which is kind of like probably the best known film I think we've probably done. I know that Caroline Hartfield was saying that everyone that she was at art college with watched it and she didn't watch it. So she's quite interested to watch it. It's about a photographer. I'm not going to say too much about the plot. It's Michelangelo Antonioni, who's kind of like brilliant, but slightly mad. He did kind of crazy things, a bit like Nicholas Roeg did actually, like with Performance, which is quite a sort of 60s crime film as well. but the things to look out in it are people who are partially naked or shirts are open. It is the sort of seamy underbelly of the 60s, and there is this whole thing of it being the kind of like swinging 60s, but also the kind of fact that there was a lot of poverty. There was a lot of kind of, it actually talks about gentrification, which is partly why I showed ghost signs, because that idea that the kind of history's there. The way in which it starts with the photographer Thomas, sort of disguised, I'm not giving too much away here, is about him kind of like, pretending to be homeless so he can photograph the homeless. But he does have like kind of like, it's based on David Bailey. And it kind of like, it's interesting because it's things like The Economist magazine, The Economist Plaza, which you can see there. So you're looking out for these in the film. The Economist Plaza, actually, I'm talking to about showing a film. I'm going to see them next week. And if I do get that, I'm going to show Blow Up there because I think it would just be brilliant to do that. At the bottom in the middle here is the Pride and Clark Red Building. And it's a bit of a goof, this one. So he drives past this on the way to somewhere, and you've got to watch and see how many times he drives past it, because it's literally on the same road, just keeps going, driving past it. On the right here is the park in which he takes the photograph, in which the whole plot device within the film. Antonioni didn't think that the grass was green enough, so he had the grass spray painted.
Excellent.
So, he used to do that quite a lot of his films. He did it in Deserto Rosso because he studied painting. He was obsessed with Rothko, so he wanted everything to look really painted. That was his thing.
But I sort of don't have a problem with it in a way.
I think it's genius. I love it.
I mean, in a way, I suppose that you could use a filter, couldn't you? But I kind of quite like the idea that he like literally spray painted the grass. It's just bonkers.
Yeah, effective. It's quick. No nonsense.
I mean, and it's interesting in this. So in this film, you've got obviously David Hemmings, you've got Sarah Miles, Vanessa Redgrave. It's kind of like quite a lot of 60s iconic people. But you've also got Janet Street Porter. Where Janet Street Porter on the bottom left here is like, she made that jacket herself as well.
Sure.
And I'm going to tell everyone when it is, because otherwise they might not see it. But also, so the Yardbirds are in it, and they wanted Velvet Underground to play, but the Velvet Underground couldn't get into the country. I think probably because of drug use or whatever. But so Janet Street Porter's in it, which is just bizarre. I think kind of cool.
Well, the surrealism.
Yeah. So there's a bonus drinking game, which this started because of. In Frances Ha, she just drinks all the way through it. Basically, if anyone's watching, and it looks like from the selfie that I've just seen of Emma and Colin, they have been drinking already. Basically, when you can drink, when anyone says baby or darling, oh, Tori's already on a burger. Iris just showing me Tori on a burger. Actually, Tori's a really good one. Can you see that?
Yeah, I like it. It's action.
That is a really good photo. You've got space buns as well, Tori, which look good. So you can drink when anyone says baby or darling. Anyone dances. There's quite a lot of dancing, and there's a lot of weird dancing. I don't know if you remember.
Yeah, it's really groovy dancing.
And also, it's that whole thing of like, he makes them dance when he's photographing them, which is a bit stilted and awkward. When anyone drinks, he's always just walking around with a bottle of red wine, which is why I'm drinking my red wine from my Groucho Club red wine. And then the extreme version of it is to drink when Thomas takes a photo. So whenever he takes a photo, I drink. So anyway, say that again. Sorry, Emma. There's a scary selfie of Pat come through as well, so I'll have to find out. Let me see that.
Do we get to judge them and then give a commentary on how well they can improve them?
Yeah, exactly. So look, there's Emma and Colin. That's quite nice, isn't it?
There's quite even lighting. I like that.
Okay. Right, that's Tori, which you've seen already. That's for me.
Yeah, I like that too. That's got good lighting and it's action, but yeah.
And good use of prop. Pritesh is on the second photo. I don't know.
He's too high up. This high up business. He's making himself look small.
Ah.
Straight ahead.
Jessica there.
Oh, abstract. Yeah. Look at the background.
I quite like that. I quite like the picture though. That's cool.
Mm.
Oh, this is good.
Yeah, humour. We like it, and that's a good use of background. People looking in.
I think that's Don't you think that's rivaling? Jimmy, you've sent a picture of a TV?
That's my self-portrait. Yeah.
It's going modern art. Yeah. Representation.
Amazing. Right. So I'm going to start the film early this time because I've had a really hard week. So everyone, start the film, and we'll come back about 10 o'clock, if not before. But I'll watch it. I'm going to watch it again. And look, thank you everyone for coming. I am going to do a Rebel Reel Cine Club in North London, and hopefully Jimmy and I are going to get a venue somewhere which might be there or might not be there for him to play in London this summer. So I'd love everyone to come to that. So do kind of continue to be in touch and look at the Instagram and your emails and everything. And thank you, all of you, for kind of coming. Thank you to the new people that came tonight. And I'll be on the Zoom later. Thank you, as ever, to Jimmy. Thank you to Sam. I hope that everyone has managed to make better photos. I'm not sure.
I didn't tell him about my wind machine trick.
Oh yeah, we didn't say about your wind machine. Basically, get your hairdryer. Have you got it? There you go. Oh,
use a wind machine.
Yeah, there you go. Don't
want to see a few of those.
Use your hairdryer. Thank you to Smoke and Bones, as ever, for the food. And thank you to my team, obviously Iris directing me here, Emma, who's doing the chat from Leeds today, and Felix and Mort for their kind of patience in doing this. I'll be back in September, but we are in real life over the summer. Thank you, everyone, and I'll see you soon.
Bye.
Bye, Jimmy.